We are at Practical Computer Comprehensive Online School, number 2, Wells Crescent, Aba, Abia State, Nigeria. I'm your instructor, Emanuela. This is Basic 2 online class, week 1 to 5, and the subject of our lesson is verbal reasoning. The topic is word formation. Instructional objectives. By the end of the lesson, pupils should be able to 1. I hope you are listening to me, because at the end of the lesson, you are expected to 1. Fill in missing letters to form new words. 2. Form words by adding prefixes and suffixes. 3. Complete sentences using the correct word formation. Now let's see on our learning resources. I want you to make sure that you have your writing materials, your Macmillan verbal reasoning for primary schools. 3. Now, introduction of our lesson. I hope you are listening. Okay, now let's go. Word is a phrase. It is a statement. Take for example, when we say the word is a phrase, or when we say word is a statement, it could come up like this. Come. When you say come, it means you're summoning someone to come to you. When you said okay, it means you accepted a word. When you said yes, it means you are in affirmation to a word spoken, or you've accepted a word spoken. Words are formed by putting letters together. Take for example, this letter B-I-B-L-E, which says Bible. Now, we are able to put letters together to form these words. Let's see on our content. Word formation can be done by using same letters that end the first word to begin the second one. I say again, word formation can be formed by using same letters that end the first word to begin the second one. Now let's see some examples here to explain it more. One says hospital. Now, as you can see, there is a space here. You do not know what is there, but you want to know what. Now you are given letter L. What does it mean? That when you add letter L to the end of the first letter, you have hospital. But there we are given 8, ATA. Then there is a space at the front which indicates that you should put a letter there that will help to form word from the beginning of the letter. And then the letter L that ends hospital also began the word late to make a meaningful word. Number 2 says whole. Now you want to complete the word. And the second one says oak. You want to start the word. But then we have to use letter Y, which means that when you add letter Y to whole, it becomes holy. And when you add letter Y to oak, it becomes yoke. Now in number 3, we are given man. Okay, we are trying to look at a word that will complete the word to form a meaningful word, and then we'll start the other one to form a meaningful word, range. So we had to choose letter O. Remember, you have to make use of critical thinking to know the alphabet that will suit the given space. So we had to use letter O to give us mango and orange. So in number 4, you are given here and heads. So, but you're told to use a letter to end the word to also give another meaning, and then start this to also give another meaning. Then we chose letter T, which states heads and that. So in number 5, you are given idea. So idea on its own is a word, but they want you to add another word that can help to form another meaning to the end of this one and begin this one. So we chose letter L, which says ideal and love. So number 6 says believe. So what do you think will be there to form the word that can end this and start this? So we chose letter L. In the sense, when you add letter F to the end of this, you have belief, and when you add it to the beginning of this, you have faith. So in number 7, you're also giving noun and a space, and this 1. So remember, you still have to put a word, your letter, to give a meaningful word, and then we chose letter N, which turns this to become noun and this to become noun. Number 8, you're giving sack. You do not know the letter, but you have to think of a letter that can end this to form a meaning and begin this to form a meaning. So we then chose letter S, which turns this word to become sack and this to become cane. So in number 9, we have plan, okay, and then we have who. So you're trying to see which letter will make a meaning to this, and we added letter T. Now we have plants and tube. So in number 10, foul, okay, I do not know what, but as you are seeing it, you can see we use letter T to turn this to become fault, and then to turn the beginning of this letter to become T. Thank you so much. Let's go to the next. Okay, at first we stated that words can be formed by adding some letters, but then I want you to know that they can also be formed by affixation. What does that mean? When you hear the word affixation, I've heard someone say, Auntie, what does affixation mean? Don't worry, I will tell you. Affixation is the process of forming new words by adding affix. Affixation is the process of forming new words by adding affix. Okay, just say it as when you form a new word by adding something. Someone is saying, Auntie, what does affix mean? Now we go. Affix is the word added before or after the root word. The word you can add before a particular word or the word you can add after that particular word is what we call affix. Now, what do you mean by the root word? Remember, in our spelling, we talked about base words. Those words that could have like one synonym and that could have one syllable or two syllables in them. We see them as base word. But then that is not what we are doing now. We are talking about affixation of word, that is forming words using these affixations. So now we are going to see an example on it. Take for example, we have we have accept and able. That is on plus accept plus able. On is what? You might not know, but I'll tell you. Okay, none is added at the front. Able is added at the back. But the centered word is accept, which when you bring them together, it will become unacceptable. It will become what? Unacceptable. Good. Now this is the word. Remember that I made mention of words that are added before or after. So we are going to see more about that, but I want you to have a hint on it. The words that are added before a word are called prefix, and the words that are added after the base word, or you call it the root word, is called suffix. It's called what? Suffix. Good. Now, what does prefix mean? Like I stated, prefix is an affix added in front of a base to change the meaning. Take for example, sub in submarine, author in automatic, ex in ex-wife, semi in semi-final. Good. And some other prefixes. Now let's see more examples on these prefixes and their meaning and some examples of the word that has prefixes in them. Now we have on. When you hear the word on means not. Now example, untidy. That is a place that is not tidy. That is a place that is dirty. Unkind. That is not kind. Unlucky. That when someone is not lucky, you say the person is unlucky. Then we have re. Re means again. Re means what? Again. Now re, take for example on the words that have re in them. Rewrite. It means to write again. Reuse. Use again. Renew. Now let's see more on the prefix. Here it says this. This says this. Good. This means away or not or separate. Examples of such words are disappear. That is keep away. disregard, disengage. If you see very well, they'll have this in them. They'll have the prefix this in them. Now, anti means against. Example of such word is antidote, antibacterial. Good. Someone saying what does antibacterial mean? Good. Bacteria is something that could cause disease in the body. So something that can stop that thing that causes disease is called antibacterial. Now the next is mix. Mix means bad or wrong. Now let's see the examples of words that have mix in them. Mistake, misjudge, mismanagement. Good. Now the next we have is N. N means within or make. N means within or make. Now example of the word that has N in it is enslave, encourage. Now let's see co. Co means with. Co means what? With. Good. Now example of the word that has co in there is cooperate, co-worker. That's someone that works with you, is called your co-worker. Okay. Now let's talk about suffix. What does suffix mean? Remember, we've explained suffix, but then we have to take it again. Suffix is an affix added to the end of the word or the end of the root word to modify meaning. That's to give meaning. It can also be called a postfix. If you don't call it a suffix, you call it what? A postfix. That is after, something that is fixed after. Good. Like where, like you have the morphemes like H in wreckage, able in readable, ish in greenish. Now let's see some other suffixes, the meaning and the examples. The first is SC. This means state or quality. State or quality. Example is democracy, or you say, now in this democracy we have SC in it. Now the next is accuracy. Accuracy. Now the next is airy. Airy. So it means type or a place of work. So whenever you see any word that has E-R-Y, airy in it, it means where people work or the type of work someone does. Take for example, when you see word like eatery, that is a place where you can go and eat. Bakery, a place where the bake bread or bake snacks. So next is ism. Ism means a belief. Ism means what? A belief. So whenever you see any word that has ism in it, so you know that word is just trying to tell you belief of some people or some religion. So now we have example Judaism. That is people that believe the Jewish, they believe in that tradition or in the religion. Now the next one is ION. ION. Good. You could call it ion, but on its own, whenever it's added to a word, it doesn't sound like that. This means a process or a state or result. A process, a state, or a result. Example, ION in, when you have decorate, you add ION to it to now have decoration. That is a process of decorating. Attention, a state of paying attention. You know, paying attention. Take for example, when your auntie says, pay attention. Good. That means at that state, you have to listen. Now we have perfection. That is a result. When you do something very well, they say perfect. Then when you have ION attached to it, it's perfection that shows the result of what you've done. Next we have is less. L-E-S-S, less. Less means without. Less could be used in careless, hopeless. That means without care and without hope. That is careless and hopeless. Full is a suffix meaning as much as will. As much as will. Say for example, in words like beautiful, you have beauty as the base word, and the suffix added full means beautiful. That is, the beauty is enough, plenty beauty. Now the next one is spoonful. Spoonful. Remember, we are looking at the suffix full in it. En, it means made of. When you see the word en in a word, it means what something is made of. Take for example, when you see a word like woolen, it means that word that is made of wool. Woolen. Wooden is made of wood. Wooden. So when they say this is a wooden chair, know that that chair is made of wood. Now the next we have is ant, A-N-T, L-E-R, O-R, E-E, and I-S-T. So these words, these morphemes are pronounced now, means a person who does something. So anyone that does something, anywhere you see any word that ends in EE or 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 ER or ANT or IST, know that they're talking about somebody. They're talking about somebody that is doing a particular thing. Take for example, ANT, assistant. Someone that assists somebody is called an assistant. Teacher. Take for example, your Auntie Manuela here, she's a teacher. So when she teaches you, it means she's a teacher. You see ER ends the word teach. Director, that's example, the director of our school, OR. Someone that directs. Now the next one is referee. In a football pitch, you have the referee that dictates what happens in the game. The referee, remember I said such word could also end in EE. And the next one is IST. Example, typist. So whenever you come across any word that has these letters attached to them, this suffix attached to them, try to know the meaning. Do not say, I do not know what that word means. No, but try to know. Now let's see how we use these prefixes to form words in sentences. Number one says, a marine. I have never seen a submarine in my life. You see, marine has the prefix sub added in front of it to make it submarine. That is, sub means under. And someone that goes underwater, marine means water. So someone that goes underwater is called submarine. Number two, I will do my postgraduate in London. Graduate has the prefix post in front of it and the word becomes postgraduate. Now the next one is, his attitude is unfriendly. Friend has on in front of it. It becomes unfriendly. That's not friendly. Remember we said on means not. 4. He will start preschool on September. School has pre in front of it. It becomes preschool. 5. He wished to reuse the paper. Use has the prefix re in front of it. It becomes reuse. The game is at semi-final. Final has semi in front of it. Semi means half. So when semi is added to the final, it becomes semi-final. That is half of the final. 7 says, do not disgrace your family. Grace has this in front of it and it becomes disgrace. That is, the opposite of grace is disgrace. Number 8, his ex-wife came to see him. Wife has the prefix x in front of it and it becomes ex-wife. 9, I'm sorry, but you misunderstood me. I'm sorry, but you misunderstood me. Misunderstood has miss in front of it and becomes misunderstood. Hello. Remember, this is the past tense of misunderstand. Misunderstood is the past tense of misunderstand. Then from understand, we now have the past tense to be understood, and then you now have the opposite of it to become misunderstood. Number 10 says, she wants to microwave the food. She wants to microwave the food. Wave has the prefix micro in front of it. Micro means little. Micro means little. So it has the word microwave. And the presence of the prefix micro has changed it to another word which is called microwave. Hello, I hope you're paying attention. Now let's go to the next. we have seen on how we can use prefix to form words in sentences. Now we are going to add suffix to form words in sentences. Now the first one says, his kindness has no limits. Now we have the word kind. It has ness added to it to become kindness. Then the second one says, what is your decision? The word decide has ION added to it to become decision. Decision. From decide, you get decision. The added SION and the changed DA to SION to form decision. Number 3 is swim. The swim had the suffix ER added to it, and they added one extra letter M to it to become swimmer. Remember that I told you ER shows what someone does or somebody that does something. So somebody that swims is called a swimmer. Now, number 3 says he is a good swimmer. Number 4, weak. We have weakness is a symptom of malaria. So, ness is added to weak to become weakness. Number 5, today is very stressful. Stress is the base word. It has full at the back, that is after the base word to become stressful. Number 6, I am worried. The sentence says I am worried. So the base word is worry and the suffix is ed. Remember, letter Y is a semi-vowel and is also a semi-consonant, but then it was changed to letter I to become worried. Then we have number 7. She is such a cheerful girl. Cheer is the base word, or you call it the root word, but then it has full added to it to become cheerful. Number 8 says he showed us the proof. He showed us the proof. Then proof was changed to proof. Proof was changed to what? Proof. Now, number 9 says, she saw me on a flight to London. Fly was changed to flight. Fly was changed to flight. So, you've had a suffix attached at the end of the base word. Remember I mentioned the letter Y, which says semi-vowel or semi-consonant, but then it was changed to letter I. Then number 10 says he spoke about the management of the school. Manage was changed to management. So this is the end of our lesson. Remember, this is verbal reasoning week 1 to 5, and we're able to say on the word formation as a topic. We're able to discuss on words that could be added to form another word, the letters that could be added to complete a word to form another word. Thank you so much for listening to our lesson.
Resume and then you stop.